Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
Good morning, Nevermore. I'm your host with the most, Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, coming at you over the airways on WNTF. Nevermind the Furthermore. Now, before we get going, we got to drop some names and pay our bills. So let's get that done. I want to remind everybody that Nevermind the Furthermore is brought to you by a generous grant from Joe Bachman over at bit.ly/jbtechapps. And much more important of late, because, while I love his applications, everybody loves what he's building at indecd.org. And as a brief announcement there may be some delays as Joe seeks to expand his web capacity for some of his more elaborate plans. This is exciting news. So if there's any technical difficulty on there, or even at my personal website, nicholastockert.com, or anywhere else, it is a simple matter of seeking to migrate from one provider to another to better serve the community. And that's awesome. That's called transparency, folks. So huge shout out to him. We're also made possible by sales of the Simple Sword. Whoops, that's not that. We're made possible by that, but not in this order. The Fighting Axe and the Simple Spear. These three form the core curriculum of the Historical Fencing Guild Manual of Defense, which is an ongoing series of books to help you kill your friends in a safe and practical manner while learning the ins and outs of swordsmanship. If you want something a little more fantastical, Art and Tales, Volume 1, micro short stories to distract and amuse, coupled with lovely art done by prompts. And somehow, despite my phone being silenced and off the main internet, it still managed to ping at me. If sci-fi is your jam, the Big Stompy Robots Core Rulebook is the place to get the game going, to blow up your table and have fun with miniatures you may already own. And included in that universe are two amazing novels, including Eyes to the Skies, one man's solitary watch for a threat no one else believes in, and the vengeance he brings, and Small Arms, because sometimes the right guy can be in the wrong place and nearly start the next megacorp war. Guys, these books are great sci-fi adventures set on Praxis 5, where Money makes things happen and explosions contracts. So, with all that being said, I do have one minor reminder that needs to be put up. That being that this is not the green room. Read it. Remember that this is my Safe for Work program. So we try to keep things a little above board. But those of you who know about Uncle Carl's secret humor group and his room that's ran at on Friday nights know what the green room is. Those of you looking for a little more civilized discussion can join me over at the Historical Fencing Guild at 8 p.m. Now, because this is a Friday and I try not to overlap programs of people I respect, we will be cutting this off around an hour. I am still sick and my voice could cut out again at any time. Should that occur, I will either manage the chat and entertain you with dry erase or tag out and call it a day. We will see how things go. I have done a lot of streaming while very ill. We will make this work because I am dedicated to providing you guys a wonderful place to not only promote but find the best creators, answer your questions, and build each other up because that's what we're about. Now, I've let my banner run for a while. I want to switch it over to the much more important banner, being that of the Love for the Hales campaign. Because Amy Hale, because of a insurance issue, and her husband received over $30,000 in medical debt, and no one should have to endure that. I find that abhorrent on a political level and on a personal level. So anything you can do will help. Furthermore, if you do, and yes, maybe you should mind this one, but if you do support it, Brian K. Morris is going to do an hour programming for every $1,000 of broadcast. And should you guys help her hit either through GoFundMe or through direct donation, the total goal, Brian is set up to do a 6-hour program. And he has already tapped me to be in the side seat, keeping things entertaining and moving. So if you want to see us both suffer, that is the way to go. With all that being said, I have one more personal announcement. And give me just a second to double check that it is there. It is not. We will do this. Oops, there we go. That should be a .com. I will fix it because of my lovely typing. But hybridsrpg.com. This Thursday on Nerd Bacon, Luke Stone's show that I am the bro host with the mo host on, we will be launching the twofer campaign for the next chunk of the hybrids, the Killing Fields, and the RPG is launching, folks. I know I've been talking about this steadily for 3 years. Incidents came up on the production side of things. Luke had to take a nap, and there have been a lot of other things, but it is finally launching. Please, folks, if you can, support that. With that all being said, this show is not usually about me. It is about you. The other thing I have to wade in about is my accountability. My accountability is I have finished the story that was blocking me in Through the Thinning Veil, my horror story anthology. And I am working on a new story for it that will be the final part in that lovely anthology of small stories to chill and scintillate and perhaps even amuse. I want to try to knock that out basically as fast as possible. So that is coming as well from yours truly, and it will be up through Amazon as per my normal publication standards. So that is my good news. That, and I've been streaming all over the place trying to help folks, and it may be sedate. I know after Wednesday's wonderful program, this almost feels like a chill down this Friday, but we're going to make it work. So let's get to the comments, and we will see who is here to say what. First through the door is our own Joe Bachman. Good morning and happy Friday, folks. Happy Friday, Joe. I hope things are going well for you. Let's find out. Not that I've had spoilers. Accountability. There will be some downtime for IndieCD.org, Joe Bach Tech, and NicholasTockert.com, and theburningislove.com in the near future as I migrate to a different hosting provider. As discussed, this is Luke. God, I'm so used to covering Luke. This is Joe providing quality background IT support and letting you know that there may be issues before they happen. This is a man who's doing everything on a shoestring budget. You guys need to be appreciative because the service that he's providing is vastly and atmospherically greater than the amount of money people are giving him. And while he is still crazy enough to be doing what he's doing for the fees he's charging, you want to get involved. This change will give me some room to grow as needed. Should allow me to implement some other changes. Yes, and friends, they are glorious. Grab some gin. Yeah, gin. Jim is my buddy who I haven't seen in a while. Gin, Old Smoky Mountain Strawberries, and Cream Shine. Coffee, cigars to create a summing circle for Don and Carl. Didn't think I'd have to pull this again this early, but a quick reminder, not the green room. Anyway, and you should be able to see them later tonight, if not here. They may have to sleep. Sleep happens. We're joined by Dawn. Hi, Dawn. You summoned me. Well, that works too. LOL. Thank you again for coming on Wednesday, Dawn. Your perspective was delightful and very very enlightening. I'd like to hear more of it, and I'd like to see, what stories the image I did for you of your kids being her two lovely cats, Georgette and Buddy. Write that story down. Just a short story. It doesn't need to be a big thing. Just write it out. See where it goes. A lot of people love the anthro stuff. And you could even have furry literature. People will like it. So, write that up and slip me a copy because I'm fascinated. Morning, Joe. Everybody likes a morning, Joe. Da 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 da. Ding. Good morning, Don. How late did LMS end up going last night? I think it was 1 to 2. In the back room of it, I think it closed at 1, and then I was up till 4:30, and then back up at 8. Ugh. Must have been mention of IndieCD.org that summoned me. It works. Morning, folks. Morning, Rich. Glad to see you. And Dawn tapped out at about 12:15. Hey, Dawn. Hey, Joe. Hey, Rich. Hey, and you know what? I've got something. That's our own Donna Carlene. And I got to scroll through my ever-expanding ad list, but I can do this.
Hey there, everyone. This is Donna Carlene. Want some romance mixed in with a dead body or more? Then you enjoy my Hunter's Ridge series. Set in a small town in Alabama, it's the story of Northern Rider computer tech Carly Simone and the love of her life, Captain B.J. Martin of the Hunter's Ridge PD. But life in a small town is not all roses and beer, as Carly's expertise in true-life crime-telling makes her the Hunter's Ridge murder expert. And then there's nowhere to go dancing except to Dixie with his country music. But Rocker Carly can adjust. can't she?
And while that audio on the ad may be a little tinny, I do love that old-timey music just coming through, folks. Just some good stuff to get your heel hopping and your day bopping. My toes don't tap to music because I actually can't really do that with the way my ankles work. It's actually why I left band and chorus. I got yelled at about that. Could do what they wanted, but I couldn't tap my feet. Strange days. Speaking of tapping, it tapped out at 12:15, and we already covered it, but it was there. Hey, Rich. Hey, Donna. We got greetings. Wasn't there much past the show ended. Don't know. Late, Kiri, Nick, and Dan stayed. Yeah, we stayed on for a while. If I remember tonight right, Dan doesn't work today, so it's hard to tell how late they stayed up. Wish I'd been there. It was actually a short one. I had to drop because I did not feel good, and I have this morning show. So we'll see. Rich, accountability. Got diagnosed with ADD. Woohoo! Welcome to the club. Still waiting on the doc to figure out my treatment path. Done a little free writing exercise to get the pump primed continued. Sketching out some ideas for things that go bump in the light, as well as a little bit more work on the fire. Now, is that a typo? Or is that a sequel to things that go bump in the night? I'm genuinely curious. Because if it's not, jot that down. It's a great idea. And before I go any further, you may have noticed my response was genuine excitedness. When you are diagnosed with something, a lot of people will treat that as the point of beginning, you know. It's very strange, especially something like types of neurodivergence. Let me just hide this because I feel like I'm a little kid hiding behind the comments. And let me do that so I have a little bit more height. Being diagnosed means you've one more step to understanding and having better treatment, better understanding of your life. There should never be a stigma against, oh, you're literally, yes, I am literally ADD, or I have literal OCD or PTSD or whatever else you have. Having that diagnosis, I have found for many of the illnesses and impairments I carry, is quite liberating because then you know, there may be a reason why this is going on. And then you can plan and improve accordingly. So that is a good thing. Now, as somebody who recently went through it and has gone through several different medication situations, I think you may want to be sure to give yourself lots of wiggle room, Rich, to adjust to any medicine they give you and to the lifestyle changes that may come from that. Be gentle with yourself. I am not going to be giving Richie nearly as much haranguement about, the book, the fire, or the stuff he's doing, because I would rather support him as he adjusts through this whole thing. It's real. There should be no shame in medication, nor glorification. When you find a diagnosis and eventually get on medication to help it, it simply should be understood that, okay. And we should be supportive. And I think that's part of what it takes to be better people. So that's what we're going to aim for. Don says accountability, taking it easy is proactive self-care for helping a friend tomorrow. Exactly. That is a huge point of it. You have to, when you have physical limitations, especially, people do not understand how taxing it is scheduling wise. Examples. There are many, many videos of me fencing. And a lot of people are like, wow, you don't seem nearly that gimpy. And when I use the term gimp or gimpy directed at myself, I am not necessarily being self-derogatory. I am taking that term back from those who have used it against me, much like I will occasionally refer to myself as fat. I do that, again, not to self-flagellate, but to take the term back and remove the power from the others who have inflicted it by changing the meaning subtly. It takes the barbs off the whip, if that makes any sense. And if it doesn't, that's okay. You're blessed that it doesn't. But what most people don't know is if I have something big like next Thursday is going to be a big day for me. I'm going to have to, I'm going to be part of the launch. I have a program scheduled for the library where I'm going to be doing an art program for teens. That's going to be a big day, much like fencing practice used to be. It would take 1 to 2 days of prep and 1 to 2 days of recovery for me to be functional for that 8 to 10 hours. And many times it would be one wrong step and, well, I'm done for practice. And that's the price we pay for having the audacity to have lives with physical limitations. So, and when I say that, I'm not making this about me. It's just I don't like to speak to others' stories. Understanding your limitations, physical, mental, social. You know, I could do a lot of stuff here, but if I have to be around a lot of people for a long time streaming or whatever, I need to recover. I need quiet time. I almost need to sit in like the dim dark alone for a while. It gets weird. So figure out what you do that takes a lot out of you and learn to plan before and after and take maintenance during. That's why I'm definitely encouraging the trying to move every half hour on the streams. I haven't done it as much this week as I was because I've been rather ill and moving hasn't been pleasant. But we're going to keep at this because I want us to be healthy and I want us to live a long time. So I'm proud of you, Dawn. That matters. Rich says, also accountability. We're doodling some shorts as framing material for the fire as well. Wonderful. Hello. Hey, Michaela. Good to see you again. Still not accountable for a dang thing. Wordage changed for the show. I appreciate that. Good morning, Michaela. I'm out at the barn. Just want to jump in and say hello. Hey, Michaela. And my job hours are changing as of Monday. This is her accountability, so I will need to shift gears to figure out how to fit my writing in. Real life stuck sometimes. But that's part of it, guys. It's literally what we were just talking about. You have to learn to schedule towards your strengths. Hello, everybody. Hey, Carl. There you are, Carl. I was wondering if Donna had you making coffee or something. Hey, Witzman dude. Or still chasing water bottles. Good morning. She had me fetching coffee. Yes, but was the frilly apron necessary? I was busy before that catching up on Last Man Standing. Don't go chasing water bottles. Please stick to the gin and the whiskey you're used to. No! Drink water! Don, he's going to make a new drink called horsey sauce. Oh, good Lord. That's three times I've had to use this. Not the green room, Carl. It's good. Y'all have been naughty lately. Everybody's been naughty lately. I'm watching you. Go, I have to be a cricket to be Jiminy Cricket. I got jump between shoulder and shoulder for the slot. I was just going to cuddle Calvin for Happy Gotcha Day 1 year ago. We adopted him, but he stuck a claw in my hand. Absolutely, ouch! Oh dear. Morning, all. Good morning, Jody. A great conversation at the end of Comic Book Spectrum last night. I really liked hearing what you guys had to say. And since we are joined by Jody, I'm going to run his ad.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, and I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
Yep, Joe's is something else. And people get this. There are a couple people that occasionally I get into very passionate discussions with. And it takes the right kind of person for me to be able to do this, where it takes someone who is informed, perhaps disagrees with me, and is thick-skinned enough we can really get into it, understanding that there is no maliciousness from either party. We're just discussing and debating and having a good time. And Jody has proven time and time again to be such a person. Another such person is Cooper, Telepathic Bunny, at Telepathic Bunny Comics. He and I have legendary debate discussions, and we get going, folks. And there are some people who think I dislike him. I disagree with him on a great many things, but I don't dislike people. I work hard not to be in an echo chamber, and I thank the people who can be respectful and intelligent enough to allow points of discussion, because this may shock you. I'm going to tell you a great secret in life, something they don't want you to know. You can take information in, process it, and then change your opinion accordingly. Your understanding of facts, when presented with significant information, can indeed change your mind on most things if one is reasonable. Now, there are some things your mind will never change. Either they are matters of preference or faith or personal touchstones, and those should be respected, even if they're disagreed with. But I love having folks like Jody McPhee around, because they look at the world through different lenses than I do, and I can gain a different perspective, so that even if I don't agree with it, I gain the understanding and I respect that he does. And that's cool. And a lot of times we do agree, because he does really neat creations his way. And I wanted to comment on that. Carl is all band-aided up right now. Wonderful. Good morning. Brian K. Morris, good evening. Opens eyes. What? Where did you all come from? Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Brian. Today is February 2nd, 2018, and you were a little late coming into Nevermind the Furthermore, so I just thought I'd take over. Feel free to hop back in if you feel. No, I'm not going to Mandela effect the last 5 years, but it was tempting. Hi, Jody. And folks, Brian is the man who made all of this possible in so many ways. So please, please, please support Brian at Risingtide.pub and hashtag bring cookie home. His goal is to make enough where he's selling enough that he can bring his wife home from the mundanity of working at a factory type setting and have enough that they can enjoy the time together and she can be the slave driver he desperately needs. The holy hand of Cookie has graced us many a times on the show, and we all love her for it. And we love Brian, and it is great to see the Maestro of Mayhem himself fezzed up and keeping everything groovy. I wear my fez to doff my fez to you, good sir. Now, that's all done for the moment. Hey, Nick, hope you're feeling better. Honestly, I am marginally better. This bug, all the coughing has been way too productive to be COVID. It's just been a murderous cold or flu or something. I don't know what. I went up and I visited my family. I caught it, and I'm still fighting it, to be honest. Staying hydrated, because when Dan Hallfield tells you to do something, you probably should do it. And thank you for your concern. Oh. My throat feels like I tried to eat an ice auger like ice cream, but it happens. Hey, BKM. Hello, BKM. Hey, Jody. We got the big black heart of BKM coming in. Good morning. More love. My typing is dropping out. Crud. Hey, Adonna and Don. Good morning, Carl. Both Joes and Michaela. See, he handles it masterfully. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Blue Teddy. Hope you're having a fabulous day. LOL. Good morning. And we got greetings. Not the green room. See you guys later. Runs like heck out of the room. If your voice gives, I can always take over. I appreciate that, Joe. I also know that you are eyeball deep in alligators right now, and I should be able to make the show. I just can't do a 3-hour tour. A 3-hour tour. So many mentions of the green room and the room of a green color and other shows. I feel like a liquor store owner who comes to open and finds a line outside his door already. Well, while I do not condone nor promote the use of alcohol or other intoxicants as a rule, I do condone coming together with friends in a safe environment to express what's on your mind, have fun, and engage in controlled shenanigans. And that is essentially what the green room is at its best. Now, to those of you who don't know, Michaela has not been able to make it for many, many months, so I have it on good information that this may be a very Michaela green room. Y'all have been warned for the people who do that. But right now, let me see. Let's get through the comments, and then I'll post some questions for you guys. Grabs BCam. Nope, you're staying. Oh, BCam's already getting grabbed. Yeah, you see that? You don't get that in other shows. Brian. Hello, Don. I was going to do the same. Puppy pile on BCam, ladies. You can tie him to the chair. I'm going to get a lot of mileage out of that particular graphic, aren't I? Good morning, Blue Teddy. Teddy's got her. Michaela's got her scary face. Morning, Nick. Hope all's well with you. Heard the goal for the day, chat-wise. Yep. I'm also starting to feel targeted. I do try to be. You do. And you were splendid on both your appearances. recently on here. I am just trying to remind folks to keep it between the navigational buoys. I think we are all a little punch drunk, as the phrase goes, by winter and not seeing each other and not doing a lot of things. I know I'm ready for the temperature to change so that I can go out more. Joe Bachman says, sleep? What is the sleep you speak of? I had not had that since I was a mere child. Hello, that's Kelly Carlisle. Hi, everyone. Good morning to you all. Good morning. She is the wonderful author of The Rembrandt Stratagem, which I am reading and you should freaking buy. It's just that good. Buy it. Normally I'm more eloquent, but I'm a little out of it. It's an amazing book. She's an amazing author, and she was a wonderful guest as well. I've got the three senoras. I don't know. I wanted to say three amigos, but that's not really quite right. But it's great. Good morning, Kelly. Had a blast on Wednesday. Was pretty cool. I figured out I've been drawn to Megan the whole time. Isn't it great when you find a character that you really identify with? That's how I felt about Giles from Buffy when I was growing up, and how I felt with Artie and Albrecht Kars from the Heralds of Valdemar series. If you know, you know. Although that one was bestowed on me. I didn't think I was cool enough, but I was informed I was. Hi, Joe. And I'll try to write something. Good. You're a good girl, Donna, on other shows. Morning, Kelly. Hi there, Dawn. Okay. We got greetings. Oh, we love you too. We'll sit here and watch. We'll do accountability as soon as work dies down. Understood. We have time. Hi, Joe. Good morning to you. Glad to see that Don's mobile devices autocorrects indecd.org to induced.org like mine does. Oh. Good choice of music. No, I really enjoy that. I get tapping. That's a great one. Things That Go Bump in the Light is another short anthology I'm planning. The shorts should help when I can't get my brain gear. Sure. Just you know what? You tried to call me out on something. Okay. My dear friend Richie, who I'm being merciful with to, slightly added me because I said I have stories that I start and I send to my wife, and then I don't always have the end because very often it's just a scene. Why do you think I'm doing short story compilations? Take any shorts you have and just put them into a single file. Put like 3 ... little asterisks, or I don't know, go to the next page between them so that you can say this story and put them out when you have enough that you feel the volume is thick enough. That's what I'm doing with Through the Thinning Veil. That's part of the mentality that made Art and Tales one of my most undersold but coolest works ever, especially with I have people going, okay, Nick, now take, this short story and turn it into a full something. And I might just do that. These books like this aren't just wonderful tidbits of entertainment. They're save points for stories. Because I can come back and go, I didn't know I was ready for it. I can open this up. And I can look at this picture and go, wow. This is a good story I need to do. And when the inspiration comes from my own work, sometimes you need that. You need a place to revisit things. Do it. Getting any diagnosis when you struggle has always been a relief. I never heard of seronegative RA, but when I was diagnosed, it made me feel relieved. Having other medical issues and watching my middle child and their struggles with treatment, I know it will take a while to dial in. Yeah. And Kelly says she had a great time this past Wednesday. I appreciate your invite. It was a pleasure for all involved. And I'm getting DMs about how cool everybody was. So, explains my issues getting stuff done. Not excuses. See, that's the trick. When you find a reason, it doesn't make it automagically, and I love that word. If it's not real, it needs to be. Okay, but let's figure out a path, and it tells you how to treat it. Because then you can look up how to write with ADD. I'll give you a hint. There are reasons why so many of my fiction works are short. Right, not excuse, but now I know why I hurt. It's not in my head. And that validation is part of growing and learning to live with it. Absolutely. A man has got to know his limitations. Harry Callahan. Morning, Nick. Hope you're feeling better. I'm getting there. I'm still sick. It's approaching what I lovingly call the cruds phase. But I think it's getting there. And Hojo is an incredible writer. It's a great reference. Harry Callahan. I will always love the he's an NPC. Dirty Harry Potter does exist as a law mage in my personal RPG world in one format or another, and I'm going to have to tweak his name a bit for publication. But you know what? Sometimes I miss movies with just good guys. Hi, Hojo. Morning, Dawn. Ooh, Michaela gave me a challenge. Sell yes. Michaela said that Dawn can go to HalloCon if she sells 1,000 books by October. So anything to spite Michaela. It just turns my shenanigan button right on. Johnny freaking Cage says, "You're not the green room card is way too green." That's like a double negative. Oh, Johnny. I can just see how this is going to be applied to the hashtag not a cryptid. BRB, pharmacy is on the line. No worries, I'm 20 minutes behind. It's fine. Buddy vs. Nick is a good time, and it is. It's a good time, and it is done with absolute love. Because, I care enough to try to guide him from being so very wrong. But, sorry, I have fun. Yep, we disagree, Nick, only to discover something better in the long run. Absolutely. Oh, and you did bring the fire last night. It wasn't against what I said. Both sides did the same things. That's the only point of clarity. Oh, absolutely. And I agree. And that's part of the fun of it. It's more a shame that mainstream publishers are forgiven more often for doing it in the name of a marketing as opposed to the little guys. That's what my thing is. The mainstream doesn't need to use those tools. They have the potential to be that. My thought is, if you have a full multi-million-dollar corporation backing your product, you should be able to put out a good enough product. You don't need, let's be honest, slightly sales scammy methods. When you're a little guy and you're just trying to get stuff out, you have to do all that stuff. It's the only way to make it sometimes. But the big guys should have the potential to be better than that. And what's funny is slowly I'm seeing a movement ripple through the little guys where they're just going to do the right thing even if it costs them money. And I find that very admirable. Not if someone takes out the chair first. You won't die. Okay. Sorry about that. Yeah. And that is the link to a very specific short. Also forgot to like the show. Don't be like me. Amigas is the word you want. I thought it was, but I didn't want to bastardize it. Thank you for Gringo explaining that to me, because I need to know. Eek, 10 minutes behind now. Usually, three likes, 11 watching. I'm not even going to ask. Crack that whip. Was that supposed to be taken as a threat? 8 likes, Michaela. You got to refresh. 9 now. Thanks, Carl. I can't refresh out here with no signal. Way to keep tabs. It is appreciated because I am fighting the thing. Horses dampen any Wi-Fi or 4G signals, especially when your daughter is pulling a Kevin McAllister. Jeez. Hey, Don. Hey, Johnny. Hey, Donna. Was it 1,000 books or $1,000? It was 1,000 units. She said 1,000 units in marketing speak, because this is not the green room. Johnny tried to kill Nick. Not the first to try. Won't be the last, guys. I'm darn hard to kill, though many have tried. We went a little later than a half hour, but I want to run a good ad. So let's run. We ran Donna's. Let's run Carl's. Well, if Johnny kills him, won't he just come back? No, because vampires can't turn me. I have an insurance policy. Sorry about that. I had my hand over the button to remove him and add myself to the stream just in case he needed a few minutes. Thank you, and I do appreciate it, because Joe Bachman is watching carefully over me. He's a little worried. That's part of his cryptid powers. He comes back from his own ashes. But remember, folks, he's not a cryptid. Not only am I not a cryptid, I don't have any powers to mention, guys. I mean, I would accept the title if I had any upgrades with it. I'm just a short, fat, furry little man trying to make it in a world built for people who are 6 foot tall. I tell you what. Not sure how I did it. I caught back up. It was a hard decision. Answer the pharmacy call to okay them to sending me my injectable med or NTF. Take care of yourself. You can always catch the rerun. My programs are usually evergreen. Joe B watches over us all. All righty then. Power of deduction doesn't count then? That's not a superpower. That is just merely the ability to be observant. No powers. Press X to doubt. What? Happy Friday, Cindy Cap. What powers y'all think I have? I just have a whole lot of applied ADD. That's it. I don't know if Joe just took a call, but I have his little icon because he's lurking in the back. And it looked like he just called BS on what I was saying. Oh, powers of deduction and common sense are both considered superpowers anymore. Yeah, I might have those. I might be common sense man. You know, the one who walks up and doinks Peter Parker on the back of the head and says, "Oi, get a pocket. Just get some pockets. Just start with cargo pants or something, okay?" I know it's not as fashionable, but you keep needing to carry stuff. You could put a sandwich in there. Then you wouldn't be starving while you fight. But with Cindy Koepp, we're going to run her ad because she is awesome. Oh. And support Nick as he empowers people through killing people safely. Patreon.com/The Historical Fencing Guild. You're not wrong. Oh, God. You guys will start making me think I'm not just a back row support character sliding through life. I am not prepared for that level of responsibility. Now, where is... Okay, there we go. Cindy Koepp. Yeah, Cindy Koepp is just remarkable. And this is someone who writes amazing novels, has been involved in comics and games and masterful productions. She does incredible hamaguri and blankets and then lesson plans. I mean, it's just such a broad spectrum of fascinating content. I really, really dig that. And yes, you can find all my books on Amazon at that link, Mr. Nicholas Tockert. Just look up Nicholas Tockert on Amazon. That should get you my stuff. I might need to restart my modem and router later. The internet is not wanting to keep up with StreamYard and YouTube page at the same time. Or my computer could just be deciding to be a pain. They all are. Tune in to the Historical Fencing Guild tonight at 7 p.m. Central. Yeah, it should be a good show. I've got some stuff set up to discuss, and it's going to be very chill because I'm not going to be straining myself too much. But I'm excited about what's coming down the pipe. And believe it or not, well, actually, Joe Bachman's involved. I've been asked to take part in something for the new Chicago Parks Department. I believe is the right folks to discuss it. Yep. We're going to once again try to be the intro show for Shakespeare in the Park. Now, we got rained out last year, but it's looking like July 28th. Now, why does that matter? Well, you see, I find it is much easier for me mentally to get in shape for something. And one of the benefits of having been in the Society for Creative Anachronism back in the day was I would miss events long enough, I would have to reauthorize. And reauthorize is prove that you are legal and able to fight. I would always, by like a week or two, have to reauthorize before I could fight in tournaments. So training for that was something I spent a lot of time in. And one thing about running a group like I run, which is more educational and less, certainly not award driven and much less tournament oriented, although we do occasionally have tournaments. Trey won the last major one, although it's been a long time since the last major tournament, so we need to do that again, get everybody, maybe at the end of this year. I'm going to be in training, and as soon as I decided that I'm going to get in training for to get in proper shape to make a decent appearance at this program, I was struck with the cold illness of doom, because the universe has a sense of humor, and I am occasionally its punchline. And yes, therefore you have powers, but not the powers of a cryptid. See, clarification always makes things understandable. Exactly. I have some semantic powers, you know. Oh, the term power of deduction, power, you know, my common sense is tingling. But those are all skills that can be taught, and I do try to teach them. Find Nick's art, deviantart.com/Nick T. Yes. Or it could be the 70 gigabyte download I have running in the background. For God, I have. Yeah, Joe, that might be it. Don't forget to tip your host. Yes, folks. If you are feeling generous and you want to help me keep the lights on and support what I do, paypal.me/Nicholas Tockert. It would be appreciated, because there is a whole lot of effort and love that goes into this, and it's not for me. I mean, yes, I promote my stuff, and you know I'm going to be talking about the Hybrids RPG after 3 years of talking about it and waiting and hoping. I'm not going to lie, I kind of need this one to work, both financially and kind of as a morale boost. But if you want to donate such, I would appreciate it. Get Your Neurosis and all of Amy's other cool books, Amazon.com/Amy Hale. Yes, and I have a commercial. It's an older commercial for her, but I will run it especially in conjunction with what she's going through. As an author, few things make you feel better than sales. So. No, Amy Hale writes some amazing books, and what my goal in this, I want to, obviously to support somebody who's a big part of this community and help somebody, but I'm more wounded not by debt, because I've lived with debt. We've all lived with debt. Many of us will live with debt for the rest of our lives. But it's the fact that it has so negatively affected her personal creativity. And I find that wounding. And I have a very interesting personal sense of justice that occasionally is thwarted by reality. I don't think anyone should have to lose their home because they're sick. I don't think anyone should have to financially suffer because they've been wounded or something like that. I think as a community, taking care of the people, literally, you know what the first sign of civilization is? The first thing that anthropologists and archaeologists look for when they're deciding if somebody's part of a civilization. I'll tell you what it is. It is proof of the healing of debilitated wounds. Civilization starts when someone provides for someone else who through injury or incident can't provide for themselves. Not just the children, that's a biological imperative. But when compassion and healing are extended to helping someone who has been limited in their capacity, that is the first sign of civilization. And for all the wonders we possess in this nation, we have lost that. And it is shameful. And I will do everything in my power to promote that mentality of helping people, even at times to my own detriment, because that's what we need. And yes, that would have sounded a lot more emphatic if my throat was working. So expect a repeat of that rant when I'm at 100%. Yikes, Joe B. Sanestein is turning 10 years old. It's a huge deal. I hope Brian does more with that because Sanestein was his big jump, and I'd like to see more come of it because Brian does amazing work. Nah, Joe B, that can't be. You know what? All right. Y'all have done it. You've asked for it now, so here's how it's going to roll. Writing challenge thing. It can be art. It can be writing. It can be whatever your usual preferred media is. And work independently, people. I want to know what you all think, what kind of cryptid I actually am. Don't respond in the chat to say, well, you're a this or you're a that, because you guys get arguing with me or discussing sometimes in the comments and then in the direct. No, save it. Write it down. It doesn't need to be perfect. Submit it. Okay? And I will do something with the best one that comes in. Because if y'all think that I'm a cryptid and y'all think I have superpowers I'm not using or not admitting, I want to know what kind of mojo you all think I have. So the only thing I need you guys to discuss in the chat is how much time you reasonably need as a deadline. I don't think you guys have it in you to do it in a week. So is it one of those you need a month? You tell me how much time you need to answer this project. Because if y'all are going to keep calling me a cryptid and y'all are going to keep saying that I've got secret mojo, I want to know what mojo you think I'm sneaking into the dojo. And that's your challenge. Submit it, and I may do something with it. So if you submit it to me, it may even get published. I don't know. Some of y'all want some writing credits. We'll figure something out. Get the Adventures of Major Marjorie. Yes, Amazon.com/Brian K. Morris. So that's somebody you should be paying attention to. You know, the big man right there. That would take common sense to think that. Get the sequel of the tale about Liquid Armor. Patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. And July 28th is opening night of the season, and we might also be doing the closing night of the season at the end of August. That will likely not, depending on how close to the end of August that is, because if I am healthy and there are no plagues, I would like to get back to a tradition I used to have at the end of August, where I would host a very specific event. So I might not be able to do it, but then again, I might get talked into it too, because I do admit that "sucker" is written right across here in fluorescent ultraviolet light paint. Sign up for Rising Tide's newsletter. That's Risingtide.pub. And Bear Publications has all the sci-fi you need, and bit.ly/bearpub has Animal merch. It's about time I say, everyone have a great day and get a nap before tonight. See you, Carl. Get some sleep. Pops Van Zant's comic-related madness channel is at that link. Royal Cruz's art is at artstation.com/Royal Cruz. You can even get custom Royal art at Subscribestar/Royal Cruz. We might be doing a special live stream HFG event in July. It would be about 2 hours earlier than normal. Yes, that's something we're working on, working out the logistics of, where you guys might get to see how that goes. Because I'm sure streaming a live shenanigan will be doable. And if not, we may simply record it and then share it as a edited video later. We'll talk about that. Victoria has a detailed explanation of Job and cultural, religious, and practical perspective at Amazon at that link. And have a great day. And Cursed Cocktails by S.L. Rowland is now available. We've been waiting for that for a while. Great to hear. Custom toys at Wigs and websites at studiohubris.com/wixsite.com. I'm sorry, studiohubris.wixsite.com/studiohubris5. Burlington Winter Comic and Toy Show at February 11th. Go there and get geeky. Geekiness around the Midwest. When he finishes with hybrids, Nick will start beating me down like he did that chair until PSN RPG is out and funding. The core book is coming. We'll hold off the box set until later. Awesome. I do have some plans immediately following the hybrids book that will require a whole lot of my energy. So I'm trying to get my partially done projects done. I want to do a double down on the fantasy version of Base Plus 2. And I may be doing some 5e compatible, that's D&D 5e compatible stuff, now that the book has gone into Creative Commons. So I can tap out of that and make some really amazing stuff that would be very compatible. So there may be some of that coming too. We will see. Stories that turn fairy tales. YaleDragonBooks.com/Meet the Dragons. Denver Martinez's art. That's the colorist from Animal Raider 05. Magical Tales of the Decoverse. That's John Pica's. Nerd Culture is there. Not looking forward to doing a Guile in Defeat because I didn't finish the module for the core. I'm going to tell you, you had a functional system set up. Don't worry about it. You're overstressing yourself. It's better to do something simple that will get out there and do more to add on to it later, because then you can always do an omnibus release after. On that note, Joe Bachman says, I'm going to dip out. I've got other things to work on, such as Cindy Koepp's Indie CD page. Also to try to figure out the server migration. And I dyslexiaed that. That's close enough. Amazon's takeover small press publisher's desk. Go get all the warriors. She was actually referring to my 70 gigabyte download, I believe. Oh, I hope I can overcome my writer's block to do this challenge. So do I. You don't want that heat, Nick. I instantly came up with an answer, but I will send it to you in Messenger. Whatever format you want. Seriously. I may even set it up. I may take them all and set them up. We could set them up as an anthology, and I'll just sell it at basically at cost through Amazon. Arrangements can be made. We have options. Nick, I have time, but I absolutely must do this. Challenge, no time. Challenge accepted. That's okay, darling. No worries, Train. I can always do it too, which reminds me, Rich Asplin, keep July 28th open if you can. Do a longsword demo too. I would love that. And when we confirm who can make it for July, we'll start practices as soon as the weather's stable and the lawn isn't mush. Part of it will be me working you guys to help make the practice field functional again. But then we'll start setting up what kind of shtick we want to do because we have time and we can practice it. I will talk more about this on the Historical Fencing Guild. But I couldn't respond as I was doing basement duty, LOL. I figured that's what you were referring to, Dawn. Alrighty, I've caught up with the chat of you lovely people. As you may hear, my voice is cutting out very quickly. So what I'm going to do is I am going to actually call it. I'm sorry for the ads I didn't get to run yet, but if I stay, I will keep talking. And I need to get my voice back for tonight's episode of the Historical Fencing Guild live stream. So I will see you all at 8 o'clock on the Historical Fencing Guild YouTube channel. Please like, share, and subscribe to this. Guys, I love you very much. I want to see you write and create. Y'all have a wonderful day. That's lunch. Have a great weekend. See you Monday. Rest, Nick. Thanks for coming. Get some hot tea in you. That's the plan. You guys make any inconvenience that I endure sometimes totally worth it. So guys, get out there, create, write, draw, whatever you feel you do that expresses your story the best, and keep at it because you can always edit what you've made. You can make it better, improve, but you can't edit a blank page. I love you. Have a wonderful day.